Real quick before the video gets started, I just wanted to clarify some things that I said in the previous video that were not correct. I had misread the first line of text. I did correct itself with an on-screen caption, but a lot of people missed it and were trying to correct me in the comments. I also said that Coco got axed or fired in the original video. Again, I corrected myself in the caption, but a lot of people missed that. So people were trying to correct me on that just because they missed those captions. So I was not trying to spread misinformation about Coco getting fired when she is the one who in fact quit. So apologies in advance for not making that more clear. I should have redone the video. I should have reshot that segment, but I was lazy, relied on a caption, and people missed the caption. That's my fault. I don't know if I look or sound it, but I'm very annoyed. So I recently covered this article that was released by Dextero, but it was a out of context screenshot of a segment of the article which had a lot of misleading phrasing and content. First of all, I just want to take full responsibility for not noticing that the very first segment of this image here isn't a quote from Silvervale. It's just the author of the article inserting their opinion and making it seem like this is Silvervale's opinion. Talking about, Western fans who like authenticity. I totally didn't notice that before, but that's just not something Silvervale said. That's something that the person who wrote the Dextero article that this came from just sort of added for no reason other than to be a controversial fuckhead. And a lot of his quotes were taken out of context, so they've revised the article and added more context. For example, one of the quotes is, "You can be yourself and have relationships and talk about yourself and your parents and just be yourself and not be tied down by all these expectations." The previous quote makes it look like she is comparing VShojo to Hololive, and she didn't do that. That's not what she was doing. Also, the comment about being herself and being able to talk about your parents and bring them on stream, she was actually just referring to the fact that you don't have to get permission to do so. She says, in VShojo you own your model, which is true, and your channel, which is true. You can talk about yourself, your parents, your real life, and you can play whatever you want, whenever you want, which is true. Just be yourself and not tied down by all these expectations of adhering to permissions and specifications to what you do and say. I feel like the context that was lost in this original screenshot of the article is that adhering to a lot of permissions. In Hololive, you have to get permission from the company in order to play games and in order to bring your parents on stream, but you can do it. It just has to get approved. And in the paragraph above this, she goes on to explain for most Japanese agencies, doesn't mention Hololive by name. She just says for most Japanese agencies. So she's not trying to start shit with Hololive like I previously thought, and says you have to ask permission to bring your family on streams, which is true, and that's not a controversial statement. The out of context segment of this poorly written article made it seem like she was saying you can't have your family on stream, and that's total bullshit. This screenshot is taken out of context, and the quotes within the screenshot are also taken out of context, so they had to re-release this properly done article to explain what Silvervale actually said. When I first read through this, I was pretty shocked because I thought she was being a huge shitster. She was stirring shit up in the community on purpose, taking shots. That's the impression I got, and that's the impression a lot of people got. And it's total bullshit. When she was talking about, owning your model, she didn't mention Hololive by name. You know where she mentions Hololive? While some agencies like Hololive and Niji Sanji were born out of Japanese idol culture, VShojo comes from a different background. That mention of Hololive, not said by Silvervale. She isn't making this comparison. There was a very strong implication that she was trying to say VShojo is better than Hololive, and she never said that. She just says that things are a little bit easier in VShojo, and she loves to work with VShojo. She was not trying to trash the other companies. This entire controversy is completely contrived. It's completely bullshit, and I feel sick that I'm the one spreading this drama and this controversy when it's not even fucking real. Thank you for your attention. Y'all have a great night.